Hey YouTube, it's Matt again. I got an interesting question as I was just as I was just getting home. So one of my friends' daughters, asked me on Facebook, why do I like My Little Pony and what inspired me to like My Little Pony. Even though that it can be not really labeled as a girls' cartoon. Technically, it's not really a girls' cartoon. Anyone can watch it. It depends on you know depends on who wants to ridicule you for it. Um, pretty much. Uh, I never got ridiculed for anything that I watched. Um, I might have got a chuckle or kind of like a sarcastic laugh out of the stuff that I watched as a kid, but I don't really care what people think about what I watch. It'll grow on you when you get older because people will say, "Oh, do you remember what is that one cartoon? Something J. Um, I can't remember. Um, it'll come to me, but I know that Sean McLean will know what I'm talking about because he has the series, and you know, ever since I was a young child, I used to like Mazinger Z, Voltron, Thundercats, all the old stuff that you would you would tend to watch because there would be nothing on TV but cartoons at the time, and so you would be like, oh, I remember that cartoon, and you would have no like in it. As of now, in 2012, well, in also 1980 something, whenever GI Joe first came out, I never really liked that cartoon at all. Okay, all right, you're gonna say, oh, why do you hate it? It's like, well, at first I didn't understand what was going on. I know it's bad versus evil, that kind of thing, but I never really got into it until now. Why now? Ever since I started watching ever since I started watching the Hub to watch My Little Pony, they would have the TV shows like GI Joe Renegade, GI Joe Sigma Six, GI Joe American Hero, and Transformers, and all of those old cartoons. It's kind of like a boomerang for the '80s cartoons that you used to like. Like Boomerang has now they have well, not Tiny Toons, but Looney Tunes, Powerpuff Girls, um, Ben 10, uh, Dexter's Laboratory, all those Johnny's Quest, the next Johnny Quest as well. For the Flintstones, the Jetsons, all of those. Um, it's basically their separation of cartoons. Uh, so it's basically like the old USA Network. If anyone remembers USA back in the '80s when they had like Dexter's not Dexter's Laboratory but Dexter's the Dexter the Last Dinosaur and all kinds of stuff. Um, but what inspired me to like My Little Pony is because the Care Bears, basically, they actually have the similarities of um, of stuff. Because instead of having uh, cutie marks on their behind, Care Bears had it on their bellies. Pretty much in a way, when Care Bears was created, uh, Kenner and Hasbro was thinking, oh, we should make something like that, but in, obtained for girls or for anyone who wants to watch it. But what inspired me to like cartoons and Hannah or anything that's Hanna Barbera, anything that's Disney, anything that's Warner Brothers, I just I just sat down and just that's just one way to shut me up as a kid. Is turn on some cartoons, I'll be happy the rest of the day. I mean, when cartoons became prime time, like they had Disney Afternoon, they had all these evening cartoon, before primetime shows at the time started, which was like 5 p.m. Now it's like around like uh, 7 or 8. Uh, Now they're like non-existent. But unless if it's the other cartoons and TV shows, but I'm just like a huge cartoon nut. As you can see right here, uh, Ranma One Half. Of course, it's not pony related or anything. Uh, Ranma One Half was one of the greatest animes in the '80s. Everything that I've watched was in the '80s, but I never watched Ranma when it first came out because it was still in Japanese, and this would be so risque in the '80s. They wouldn't allow it until like the early '90s, and when they came over here. But what inspired me to like My Little Pony was the lessons that they learned, and it could be for all the generations that was in the Ballad of the Brony, all the generations that was created. It could be for boys and girls. It doesn't really have to be obtained to a gender, really. Cartoon. I mean, people who are female would like Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, uh, because I don't know. I'm not sure why, but I'm sure that most girls like Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. I mean, if I was a girl, I would probably like Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles myself. But nevertheless, cartoon is a cartoon. I mean, uh, when Care Bears was created, that was just one part of the one layer of the cake. Then when My Little Pony came out, that was just the icing of the cake, and all the other stuff was the decorations on the cake. If that makes sense. But other than that, you know, uh, pretty much that inspires me is cartoons. I'm an artist, been one ever since I was 8. So it just grew on me. I might be I might, speaking of My Little Pony, I might be the next Lauren Faust. Because no matter how old you are, no matter what you do or what you like, you might be the next creator of a cartoon. E- Even if it's just story, background, uh, you know, even a line artist is an artist. Uh, so anyway, this is just a thing that a comment that I had on Facebook that I just thought might as well just make a video on it because this might inspire many people. Whoever wants to have or that question answered. Just show them this video. If it's something else, then make another video about what inspires you to like something. So anyway, I'll talk to you all later, and I'll see you next time. Bye.